Hey, what's going on YouTube? New video. Hopefully the start to a series. I'm pretty sure I've worked out all of the, details or how I want to, develop a series. In the past, my videos haven't been all that great, and I did have one YouTube channel that I just lost connection to, and I just stopped using it. And so, starting over fresh, we're gonna see how this goes. Uh, this this series is gonna be called "The Road to a Million." Uh, when I came up with an idea for starting a YouTube channel, like I guess I was just trying so hard to, maybe come up with something original or something that no one's done before. But going off of what I like to watch on YouTube, uh, there are plenty of different people that do it, with various levels of success. Uh, and so, me titling this series Road to a Million, or more specifically, Road to $1 million, I can kind of incorporate, all the little things that I like from the different channels that I enjoy watching. But they'll all help lead to the end goal of having a net worth of $1 million. And so, how I'm doing that, I think I have four different, genres that I enjoy, on YouTube that will help me reach that goal. And so, the first one is just YouTube in general. I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel. It's just kind of cool. I think it was a few years ago someone said that every minute, 9 hours of video content is uploaded to YouTube. And I just thought that was insane. That's pretty cool. So YouTube channel is number one. The next thing is I love playing Minecraft. I've always enjoyed playing it, and here recently I've been playing it a bunch. And I watch other people play Minecraft, and so I thought, maybe someone will enjoy me playing Minecraft. So sometime in the future, you are going to start seeing videos of me, playing Minecraft. Don't know how far in the future, because I haven't really hashed out exactly what I'm going to do in Minecraft, but we'll figure it out. Then so that's two things. The third thing is coin collecting. I'm a history major. I enjoy coins. I enjoy, finding pieces of history that, have interest to me and, more of a value. And so coin collecting is exactly that. Because pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, once they hit a certain age, or maybe they used to have silver in them, or maybe there just wasn't a lot of them made, they start to gather more than just their face value. Like there are people that have bought pennies for several $1,000s. But if you wanted to go get a soda from the store, then you need 99 pennies, regardless of if they were made in 1908 or 2019. And then the last one is precious and semi-precious metal and gemstone stacking. And that kind of ties into the coins, because some coins have silver in them, and it might be easier to get a big silver stack starting with a bunch of junk silver versus buying just straight bars of silver or gold. So that's about it. Obviously, I'm 4.5 minutes into this video, and so I do want to talk about one of the things that I'm doing to start hitting that road to $1 million, and that is my coin collecting. And I'm splitting up my collection into several different videos, and at some point I will do an overall video showing everything I've collected. But for this first video, I'm just going to talk about my pennies, because I think that is the easiest and cheapest investment to start that has the potential to make you a lot of money, or at least make, the 1 cent face value of a penny a lot higher than what it actually is. So, here's a 2019 penny. I'm pretty sure it says D on it. Yeah, it's a 2019 D, and its face value is exactly a penny. Now, have saved up a few of the 2018 and 2019 coins when I get them, when they look, brand new or mint state condition, and that way, it probably will never accumulate a value for me, but at some point when this gets passed on to kids or friends or family, this coin in 100 years is going to be worth more than its face value of a penny. Let's see, what other pennies do I get? And it's not just US pennies. I do collect pennies from other countries. Like this guy is a 1 cent piece from Great Britain. It's a little beat up, and it was made in 1918. And so, that's a penny. In Great Britain, it has a 1 cent value in their currency, but it's worth more than just 1 penny. So I like that. Let's see, this next penny I got, it's just a 2001 Canadian penny. Like I said, I collect foreign pennies. So, those pennies are cool to me. And so this one doesn't have any kind of value. We'll just get it out of the way. This one obviously doesn't have any kind of value. This one is worth more than its, 1 cent face value mark. Then the most common penny to collect in the United States that has value to it, other than its 1 cent mark, are wheat pennies. And as you can see, I've got, a decent amount of them. This stack right here is just my pennies from 1940. Varying ages from 1940 to 1949. None of these are, in amazing condition. I would say they're in a good condition because every single one of them, you can read the mint mark on them and the year. And then most of them, all the words that are stamped in the penny, you can still read them. So you can still read the Liberty. You can still read the In God We Trust. And on the back, you can see the very famous, wheat on the side that, gave them the name wheat pennies. And so these are all my 1940s. I think I have like 80 or 90 of them. And there's plenty of websites that you can look at to like get a general appraisement of them. And most of these pennies fall into the 10 cent to 50 cent mark. And, you can sell them for much more. Most wheat pennies that I have sold, I've set up a booth at a coin show or like, a coin exhibit, and I would sell them for $1. And a lot of parents would buy them for their kids because, it's a simple start to a coin collection. It might get them interested in wanting to, start collecting more than just, wheat pennies. They might start looking at $50 or mint proof sets or, So, I've said I had like 80 of these. And so, bare minimum, you can get about 10 cents a piece for them. On the high end, you can get about $1. And that's just me selling them at coin shows. Some people sell them for less, some people sell them for more. But the big thing is, this is only like 80 cents. I would have to add another 20 cents to this to get a soda from the gas station. But because they're old, because they're just cool, they hold a higher value. So those are like my 40s. I have a lot more 50s because, they're just not as old as the 40s. These are all my 50s. And so wheat pennies is a great start to getting a little investment in. And then, there are various different kinds of wheat pennies. And you could just collect wheat pennies and find all your enjoyment you ever wanted in here. Like this one wheat penny. I don't know if you can see that. Let the camera focus on it. This is a 1949 D, and you can see on the date that the 9 is kind of like smushed. It's not as like developed when they stamped it as, the first 194. And that's because there was a little too much grease in the press. And so that's what's known as an error. And so it holds a little bit more value. It's not the only error from 1949. There are probably thousands, if not maybe a million of them that this could have happened to. But that makes it a little bit more valuable than its, other 1940s and 1949 counterparts. And so that one goes for a little more, about $1.50 to $2. And it's just an error. It's pretty cool. I've got it set aside with a few of my other error coins. But moving on, those aren't the only kind of pennies I collect. I do also collect Indian head pennies. I only have a few of them. I think this one's 1907. Of course, the camera, there it goes, it focused. So, none of these pennies are, above a good quality. Some of them might be considered great, but they're definitely not closer to mint state or, a proof coin. Mint state meaning it looks the exact same as when it came right off of the mint. But these are cool pennies to collect. As you can see, the backs of them are, different than the wheats and different than the normal pennies that you'll find in your, loose change. And, these do hold a little higher value than wheat pennies. I think most of these go in the $2 to $10 range, with there being some exceptions. Like this one's in a protector because if it'll focus on it, it doesn't want to focus. But the Liberty that's inside the headdress on this one was a little bit better, and so I decided to just protect it a little bit more so it's not getting worn out. But so you got wheat pennies, you've got Indian head pennies, and then how I talked about proof coins and there being so this is a United States proof set from 77. This thing's fairly inexpensive. I believe these go for sale on eBay for $5 to $10, especially because 1977 wasn't that long ago. Like the older these proof sets get, the more valuable they get. But this has a penny in it, and as long as the coins stay in their protective containers, they will always maintain that proof look, or that brand new, it came right off the press. Like comparing this penny to the 2019 penny, they both look brand new. They both are very, very shiny on the flat surfaces compared to a worn penny that it's still got that copper look to it, but it's not shiny, doesn't look brand new. So these pennies hold a value to them, and the value gets a little bit higher when they're in a proof set. So these are from the San Francisco Mint, and so all 6 of these coins came from the San Francisco Mint. When they're all together, they're a little bit more valuable versus if it was just the dime, just the quarter, just the penny, so on and so forth. So that's another way you can collect your pennies. Like how I was saying with this, this is a proof coin, and so it looks a little bit different than just a mint state. Let's see, I do have a wheat penny that looks almost brand new, and it's off by itself. And so you kind of want to set these off to the sides, because like I showed you all those, those stacks that just look like copper pennies. But this one's a 58, and it is a wheat penny, but it still has that, nice shine that makes it look like it's a brand new penny. It looks like it was, just freshly off the mint. Or this one doesn't look completely like it's freshly off the mint, but it holds a higher value because it looks like it was untouched by time. Same with this one. They have a little shine to them. Let me reflect the light off of it. Gives a little shine. Versus these guys that don't really have that shine to it. Same with this guy. You see, I paid $3 for these because it's a 1958 that's got the the glimmer that makes it look untouched by time, and it came with a wheat penny. And this is just a plastic container that keeps them from being touched by me and being scratched by me, versus these loose ones that I'm holding it by the sides, but if I touched it with the top of my hands, it's getting oil on it. It can get scratched with the other pennies. And so those are just some pennies you can collect. I got two more pennies. These are very, very worn 1943 wheat pennies. But these were made out of steel. This is known as a steel wheat penny. And they did it for 1 year, and then there were some errors in 44. So during the war, we needed more steel. We didn't want to use steel on making pennies. Or we needed more copper. We were okay on steel. And so we just kind of stopped the production for a little bit. Made a bunch of these. And, it helped us win the war. So this is a pretty beat up one. I'd say it's still in good condition because you can tell it's a penny. You can tell it's a wheat penny, and you can read the date and the mint mark on it. So that's an okay penny. This is one that's in almost mint state condition. You can tell it's a wheat penny. I've got it in this like really hard plastic, and it's got a styrofoam protector around it container, because it's a very, very nice penny from 1943. You can read the D on it. So this is from Denver, and it's just a really, really nice penny. And I believe I bought this penny for $6, maybe $5, I don't remember. And they have upwards of $10 to $15 value. And this is a penny. If I took this out of this container and tried to go to the gas station and get a gallon of gas, I think it's like $2.15 right now for us. I would need 257 more, or 214 more pennies. But because it's old, because it's special, because we only really made these steel pennies in 1943, it has a lot higher value than its face value. Oh, and I'm dropping pennies. So, that's all the different kind of... Wait. One more kind of thing that I do with pennies. So this is just a water bottle full of pennies that were made before 1982. And none of them are wheat pennies, but they were made out of 95% copper, versus this guy, the 2019 and 1982 and after, they're made with 5% copper and 95% zinc. And so a penny, the whole point of this video is showing all these pennies that have a higher face value than a penny. Well, these pennies aren't anything overly special, but their copper content makes them more valuable than face value. With the way the prices go up and down, its copper value is anywhere between 1.5 cents up to like 2.4 cents. And so you got 100 pennies, you got $1. Its copper value is more like $1.50 to $2.40. $100, you do the math. It is still illegal to melt U.S. currency to, get its copper value. Just like it's illegal to melt, these guys. This is a 1964 Kennedy half dollar, and it's 40% silver. And its silver value is around $3. But its face value is 50 cents. You can't melt these, but people still know and they'll honor and appreciate its silver content. So some people have started collecting pennies from 1982 up until the last year, the wheat pennies, because they are holding a little bit more value and you can make a little bit more money. I'll see, here's the better one. So this guy, he's got a nice shine to him. He's looks a little bit like he just came off the mint, but this one you really see it in the light. It looks like it just came off the mint. So this guy's a lot closer to mint state. But tallying up all my pennies, like going through, adding up, all the value in all of these pennies, ranging from, the proof set to this guy to just a bunch of the wheat pennies that I have. Like, I just mixed the 40s and 50s. I'm going to have to unmix them. But in face value, I'm sitting at about $6 in wheat pennies. Whether they're the 40s, 50s, I've got some from the 20s, 30s, a couple teens, the Indian head pennies, the foreign pennies, all these pennies, I've only got about, $6 worth of pennies. But when you add everything up, ranging from the lowest end with these 40s and 50s having about a 10-cent value, up till the most expensive penny I have being this steel penny at about $8 or $9, it comes out to, several $100s on the high end. It's like, $6 worth of pennies. If I'm selling them all for $1, it's like $600 worth of pennies. If I'm selling them for their lowest possible number, it's, a few $100s. And so, this is the first episode in my series, Road to $1 Million. Later videos, I'll obviously be playing Minecraft. Hopefully people enjoy that. I'll be showing the silver that I've stacked, the gold that I've stacked, some of the precious gemstones that I've purchased or been gifted, semi-precious gemstones. I'm just now getting started in the stock market, dividend investing, all that kind of stuff. Yep, sounds about it. I'll wrap this video up. If you like this kind of stuff, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I always, enjoy this kind of stuff because this is history. This is, building individual wealth. It's enjoyable, and hope y'all have a nice day.